You've handed Claude Code a feature, watched it write clean, readable code, run it, seen it pass, and shipped it. And then, a week later, something breaks in production that never once broke on your machine. Not a syntax error, not something the linter would have caught. Something that looked completely correct right up until real traffic hit it. That's the gap I want to talk about, because Claude Code is genuinely good. Good enough that the code it writes looks production ready in a demo. And that's exactly the problem. The demo is where agentic coding looks perfect. The real world is where you find out what it actually understood. Today I'm going to hand Claude Code a completely normal feature, a booking endpoint. Let it write code that passes every test I throw at it on camera, and then break it in about 10 seconds with the kind of traffic it'll see on day one in production. Not to dunk on the tool, to show you the exact class of bug it produces, why it produces, and the workflow move that catches it before your users do. Here's why this matters more than a normal bug. When you write a subtle concurrency bug, some part of your brain was at least in the room when it happened. You have a vague memory of the trade-off. When an agent writes it, nobody was in the room. The code arrives fully formed. It reads well, the variable names are good, and it passes the obvious test. So your guard is down at exactly the moment it should be up. The failure I'm going to show you isn't exotic. It's a check, then act race condition, the single most common way confident-looking code lies to you. The function checks whether something is available, then acts on that check. In a demo where you click once and wait, those two steps happen back to back and everything is fine. In production, where two requests arrive 4 milliseconds apart, they interleave and the thing you checked is no longer true by the time you act on it. Claude Code will write this bug happily because the code is locally correct. Every line is defensible. The bug only exists in the space between the lines under concurrency, and that space is invisible in a single threaded demo. So the skill this video is really about isn't catch this one bug. It's learning to distrust the demo as you test and to know which class of feature needs a different kind of verification before you trust the green checkmark. Let's build it. Before I open the editor, I want to name the mental model. Because if you take one thing from this video is this, not the specific bug. Here is the principle. An agent optimizes for code that is correct in isolation because that's what it can see. Concurrency correctness lives in the interaction between requests, which it cannot see from the code alone. Claude Code reads your function top to bottom and reasons about what that function does. It does not, unprompted, reason about what happens when two copies of that function run against the same database row at the same time, because nothing in the file it's editing tells it that's the scenario. New to this? 30-second version. A race condition is when the result of your code depends on the timing of things you don't control, like two users hitting book on the last seat at the same instant. If you already fired this for a living, skip ahead about a minute. So, the move I'm going to demonstrate is not prompt better. You can't fully prompt your way out of this, and I'll show you why. The move is identify with which features concurrency is sensitive and verifies those under actual concurrency, not by reading the code and not by testing it once. The read-through is where the demo fools you. The single test is where the demo fools you. The two simultaneous requests is where the truth shows up. Let's watch it happen. Here's my setup, an Express API with Postgres and Prisma ORM behind it. If you want to learn how to do this setup, check out my Build a Type-Safe Express REST API with Prisma, TypeScript, and Postgres video. So, it's pretty small schema. I have two tables. One is the reservation table and another is the slot table. The slot table is basically where each row is bookable. And it's completely ordinary, right? Nothing special about it. I'm going to ask Claude Code to create a booking endpoint the way you actually would. Write in natural language, nothing special about it. So let's go ahead and start up Claude Code. I'm just going to ask Claude to add a post booking endpoint that books a slot by ID, check that the slot isn't already booked before booking it, and return a 409 if it is. So notice what I did there. And this matters. I told it to check first. I gave it the check then act pattern in plain English because that's how we think about it. Watch what it does with that. Claude finished. I also asked it to create a booking slot route in my API test.http file to test it. But let's go ahead and look at the code it created. So it added a booking endpoint as I asked. First, it checks if the slot actually exists and returns 404. When it doesn't, then checks if the slot is reserved and it returns 409 if it is. And if it's not, it just makes a reservation. Honestly, it's pretty good code. So now I'm going to test it the way you'd normally do in a demo. Let's spin up the server with an npm run dev, and once the server is up, we can go to the API test.http file and list the slots. We have several slots, one of them reserved and the rest of them not, and the reserved slot has an ID of 1. So let's try to book it, and it returns 409. The slot is already reserved. If we try to use a slot that doesn't exist, we get an error. That's the slot not found. And let's reserve the slot 2 now. It works perfectly. Slot 2 is reserved. And if we try to reserve it again, we get a 409. The slot's already reserved. So the code is working great. And this is the trap. Everything I just did confirmed the code is correct in isolation, which was never in question. I haven't tested the thing that actually breaks. Let me stop trusting the demo and test reality. Let me create another file right here in the root of the project. I'll call it concurrencytest.cs, and let's put the following code in there. So we import our configuration from .env and Prisma. We grab slot ID 5, which is just a random slot. So first it deletes any reservation for that slot. Then it sets is reserved to false. So the slot's guaranteed empty to start. Then it fires the race condition with a promise all with 2 requests, both trying to reserve slot 5 at the same time. And then it logs out the 2 statuses so we can see what happened. So this is just a simple script to test the race condition. Our server is still running, so let's double check that, and let's fire off the script with npx tsx concurrencytest.cs. And here we go. Look what happened. We got 201 and 201, so the slot got double booked. Let me sit on that for a second, because this is the entire video. The code Claude Code wrote, the code I told it to write with a check first instruction, the code that passed every manual test on camera, just double booked the slot the instant 2 real users touched it at once. And it will do this every single time under load. This isn't flaky. It's a guaranteed bug that is invisible to every test I ran before this one. Here's why it happens and why prompting didn't save me even though I explicitly asked it to check first. Both requests run the select and both of them see that is reserved is false, because neither update has run yet. So both pass the check and both run the update. The check and the act are 2 separate trips to the database, and in the gap between them, the world changed. The agent wrote exactly what I asked, check, then act, and that pattern itself is the bug under concurrency. This is what I meant at the top. Every line here is correct. The bug lives in the space between 2 correct lines, and that space only exists when 2 requests interleave. Claude Code couldn't see it because nothing in the file says this runs concurrently against shared state. From where the agent sits, this code is done. Now, here's the part I want to be honest about, because the easy version of this video stops here and says don't trust AI, and that's lazy. The tool isn't the problem. The verification flow is the problem. So let me show you the fix and, more importantly, the move. But before I do that, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. I'm going back to Claude Code, and this time I'm not asking it to add a check. I'm framing it differently. I'm telling it this is a check, then act race condition. 2 concurrent requests can both pass the is booked check and double book. Fix this booking so it's atomic under concurrency. So notice what changed? I didn't just report a bug. I named the class of bug, and I named the constraint atomic under concurrency. I'm giving it the thing it couldn't see. Watch what it does now that the invisible requirement is visible. So what Claude did here is fix the race condition by replacing the check then act with a single atomic condition update. It uses Prisma update many, and there are different ways of doing it depending on the ORM or database that you're using and how you implement it. But the point is, it only reserves the slot if it's still false and the database guarantees only one concurrent request can match. So if the count is 0, the slot was already booked and we return 409. Only the winner proceeds to create the reservation. So let's test it. Let's restart the server with npm run dev and run our concurrency test once again. And as you can see, one of them now gets 409 and the other gets 201. So now our code is working the way it's supposed to. And this is the actual lesson, because it's not that the atomic update is the answer. The lesson is the sequence. Claude Code got it right on the second pass, but only after I supplied the thing it couldn't see. The first prompt failed not because Claude Code is dumb, but because I was the only one in the room who knew the endpoint would run concurrently and I didn't tell it. The agent will confidently write concurrency unsafe code forever if the human never flags that concurrency is in play. So here's the workflow move stated plainly. When Claude Code hands you a feature, before you trust the green checkmark, ask one question. Does this feature touch shared state that two requests could hit at once? Booking, inventory, balances, rate limits, claim this username, use this one-time code. Anything where the answer to is it available can change between checking and acting. If yes, that feature does not get verified by reading the code, and it does not get verified by one test. It gets a concurrency test. Two requests fired together, same resource every time. Here's your one concrete move for the next feature you hand to an agent. Not a mindset, a thing you do. Keep a mental list of concurrency-sensitive verbs. Book, claim, reserve, redeem, decrement, transfer. The second feature contains one of those. You already know the demo is going to lie to you, so you don't even bother trusting it. You write the 10-line to request test first before you read the agent's code, because that test tells you the truth the read-through can't. And when it fails, you don't just say fix it. You hand the agent the constraint it couldn't see, atomic under concurrency. That's the whole shift. Not trust Claude Code less, trust it exactly as much as it earns, which is a lot, but understand what it can and can't see. It sees your file, it doesn't see your traffic. The demo is written in the language of your file. Production is written in the language of your traffic. Your job, the part that's still yours, is to test in the language production actually speaks. Do that and agentic coding stops being a thing that surprises you in prod.